Hi, hello, something, something. As 2025 comes to an end, I just want to give an update on things such as what do I have left for 2025? What are my plans for 2026? What are the status on some of my shows? And I'll be establishing some changes to my channel going forward. So let's begin, shall we? In December, I plan to create Stole 5 and BFL 22, and then 2025 will be done. Originally, THOS 10 was meant to release in 2025, but due to some recent issues, this is impossible for me to do. Now, before I start discussing what I want to do for 2026, I think I should look at what I've accomplished in 2025. This year kinda went by really fast, and that's kinda scary to me, as it literally felt like I just released THOS 8. Meanwhile, it released like 5 months ago. In 2025, I produced 11 episodes of Brawl for Ladies, 4 episodes of THOS, the most THOS episodes released in 1 year alone ever, with THOS 9 being the largest project I have ever released, which is a 40-minute episode that's a part 1 of a movie. I produced some BFDI shorts, but not as much as I expected, but I still produced some good ones that I'm really proud of. And of course, I did This Show Must Finish Before I Go to Bed, or just throw the Chillinger clip.
TSMB, TSMF, TSMFBIGGTB.
Season 5, which was a huge thing that lasted the entire day, but I'm very happy with how it went. Shout out to Speedy the GOAT. Overall, I think 2025 was a good year. I produced lots of things that I'm very proud of and happy with. 2026, though, that will be better. In 2026, I plan to do these 3 things. Finish THOS, finish Brawl for Ladies, start my final show. Whoa, slow down. What do you mean final show? Well, I plan to do a full announcement breakdown of this huge project that has been in development since January 2024. But for now, all I can really tell you about it is not really say anything about it, but just throw these 4 images on screen and leave it up for interpretation. Some other things I can say is that I will officially mark it as my last show. I will not be developing any new projects in the very distant future after this project is released. Once this is released, I will simply be focusing on it and wrapping up other projects. I don't want to give too much away on this project besides those 4 images, but I can say that it'll be the greatest thing that I've ever produced. I will be doing anything to make sure this show succeeds in view counts and overall popularity, no matter how much slop content I need to produce. Well, hold on, I'm not going to go that far, but this show will succeed. Okay, enough about this project. THOS 10 will release in February, maybe early March. I will go into detail on the current progress of the episode, but for right now, all I'll say is February or March. This Show Must Finish Before I Go to Bed, Season 6, will be in 2026, and it will be the final season of the show. So I have not yet talked to Speedy about this, but what I do know is that I want it to be the biggest and to go out with an absolute bang. 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 Alright, next segment. Okay, now something I really want to start doing. If you know me, or have seen me talk about shows or movies I've watched, you would know I like to rant. And in early 2025, I made a video ranting about my thoughts on people's perspectives on object show creation. Basically, I addressed how I'm not a fan that people assume there's a certain rule book and criteria as a creator that you need to fulfill before making your show. There literally isn't just do whatever is right for you, and anyone who tells you different is just incorrect, blah, blah, blah. Watch that video, whatever. But I loved responding to as many comments as I could have and just having general conversations with people in the comments. But in the video, I said that it'll be a one-off and I'll never do rank content ever again. But as of today, that's incorrect. Every now and then, if I need to talk about something, whether it's about the OSC, my shows, Marvel, DC, hell, some of my new comics I get, I'm just gonna be making fun videos like that, just ranting. Some rants will be me sending a message to a certain category of people, and some will be like, my thoughts on Avengers Doomsday, Eric Cartman cameoed? Because yeah, I love talking about things and getting other people's thoughts on it. Hell, maybe whenever II or BFDI episodes release, I'll just make a choppy video about my thoughts on it, so I can just discuss it with people in the comments to what they think. I wouldn't consider that slop content. I just want to have discussions with people regarding my takes and thoughts on things, and it's something I want to do. So starting soon, I will be rolling those out. I'm sure this is going to be a lot of fun for me, and also, yes, I plan for them to be actually edited and not just a black void 90% of the video. Look, I made that video in like 2 hours max, okay? Cut me some slack. But get excited for that. Now let's get into the Halloween the Object Show. Audio is 50% complete. Animation is 0% complete. Look, Thoughts 9 took a lot out of me, so I really took November to just rest a little bit and enjoy life. But December is when I'll be really pumping up the gears. Brawl for Ladies, BFL 22 will release this year, aka in December. BFL 23 and onward will release sometime in 2026, and I am really excited to conclude this show Okay. You did it though. Wow, that was, oh my god, and ended off in an epic way. Epic. Rest in peace. Please. BFDA. In 2026, I will be releasing a small amount of shorts, only important ones that will finally fix up the timeline. And after Thoughts 10 and after my big break, I will produce the Season 7 camp explanation videos, so stay tuned for those. Stole. I'm going to finish this up in early 2026. This is just going to be a one-off silly show. No Season 2, no extra things once it's over. It is over when it is over. I love these characters, and this show has helped me blow off steam when working on Thoughts, because sometimes that can be a little much, especially for Thoughts 9, but I just love it a lot, and I think I'm just going to let it rest after it ends. I'm not going to do anything else with it. I hope that makes sense, but for what it is, I'm excited to finish it. I was wrong, Object Show. I was wrong. OS 5 will be delayed until after Thoughts 10, and it will also be now labeled as a limited series. This show will not have an official winner, and if you want me to be upfront, the competition in this show doesn't matter. But the eliminations do. Not going to say which episode is the finale, but it is a limited series. That's all I'll say right now regarding it. Logo Battle. Thoughts 10 is eating up most of my production time, so I do not think Logo Battle is something I should be focused on right now. I've thought about this show a lot and where it is heading, so when I have an official update, that'll be a solo rant video on its own. This show is finished before I go to bed. I touched on this show earlier in the video, so there's not much else to say. My Birthday Object Show. The finale releases November 5th, 2026. Hooray! The Star Wars Daily Object Show. Cancelled. Not having fun. I think 2024 me expected it to get views because of Star Wars, but that didn't happen. And I practically forced myself to work on episode 2 this year, but I just really did not want to. I think in a few months I'll end up just randomly unlisting the show, as I'm overall just not really happy with it. Whatever, it's whatever. Bye-bye, Star Wars Daily Object Show. And so I think that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching or listening, and I hope you are excited for what is next for me. I'm really excited to start doing the rant content. It's something I've thought long and hard about over the course of the year, but I think me just doing it for the passion and fun of it is really just my whole philosophy on YouTube in general. So I'm really happy that I'm open enough to actually begin doing this type of content in the next upcoming weeks. But yeah, thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye 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 bye.